Hello. Hello and welcome. My name is Sheila Willey. I'm the director of the UCSC Opera Program, and it is an incredible joy to get to see you all here and to get to be here and make this beautiful art with these wonderful students and faculty. It is a privilege and a joy. And many of you know this is a year in the making, and we're just so thrilled to be able to share it with you tonight. So thank you for being here. Just take a moment and look around and notice the nearest exit in the unlikely event of an emergency, and please enjoy Iolanthe.
tripping thither, nobody knows why or whither. We must dance and we must sing round about our fairy. Tripping hither, nobody knows why or whither. We must dance and we must sing round about our fairy. Tripping hither, nobody knows why or whither. We must dance and we must sing round about our fairy. Dainty little fairies, ever singing, ever dancing. We indulge in our vagaries in a fashion most entrancing. If you ask the special function of our never-ceasing motion, we reply without compunction that we haven't any notion. No, we haven't any notion, any notion. Tripping hither, nobody knows why or whither. We must dance and we must sing round about our fairy. If you ask us how we live, lovers only essentials give. We can hide on lovers' side, love ourselves in lovers' eyes, bathe ourselves in the lovers' ears, clothe ourselves with the lovers' ears, arm ourselves with the lovers' darts, hide ourselves in the lovers' hearts. When you know us, you'll discover that we almost live on love. Yes, we live on love. Tripping hither, nobody knows why or whither. We must dance and we must sing round about our fairy. We are dainty little fairies, ever singing, ever dancing. We indulge in our vagaries in a fashion most entrancing, most entrancing, most entrancing. Tripping thither, nobody knows why or whither.
It's all very well, but since our queen banished Iolanthe, fairy revels have not been what they once were.
Iolanthe was the life and soul of fairyland. Why, she wrote all our songs and arranged all our dances. We sing her songs and we trip her measures, but we don't enjoy ourselves.
To think it's been 25 years since Iolanthe was banished. What could she have done to have deserved so terrible a punishment?
Something awful. She married a mortal.
Is it injudicious to marry a mortal?
Injudicious. It strikes at the root of the whole fairy system. By our laws, the fairy who marries a mortal dies.
But Iolanthe didn't die.
No, because your queen, who loved her with a surpassing love, commuted her sentence to penal servitude for life, on condition that she left her husband without a word of explanation and never communicated with him again.
And that sentence of penal servitude, she is now working out at the bottom of that stream?
Yes, but when I banished her, I gave her all the pleasant places of the earth to dwell in. I'm sure it never meant that she should live at the bottom of that stream. It makes me perfectly wretched to think of the discomfort she must have undergone.
To think of the damp, and her chest was always delicate.
And the frogs! Oh, I shall never enjoy any peace of mind until I know why Iolanthe went to live among the frogs.
Then why not summon her and ask her?
Oh, yes. Why? Because if I set eyes on her, I should forgive her at once.
Then why not forgive her? 25 years. It's a long time.
Think how we loved her.
Loved her? What was your love to mine? Why, she was invaluable to me. Who taught me to curl myself inside a buttercup? Iolanthe. Who taught me to swing upon a cobweb? Iolanthe. Who taught me to dive into a dewdrop, to nestle in a nutshell, to gamble upon a gossamer? Iolanthe.
She certainly did surprising things.
Oh, give her back to us, great queen. For your sake, if not for ours.
Who? I should be strong, but I am weak. I should be marble, but I am clay. Her punishment has been heavier than I intended.
Yes.
I never meant that she should live among the frogs. And, well, it shall be as you wish. From thy dark exile, thou'rt summoned, come to our call, come, Iolanthe.
Iolanthe, Iolanthe,
Come to To live at the bottom of that stream.
To be near my son, Strephon.
Your son! Bless my heart, I didn't know you had a son.
He was born soon after I left my husband by your royal command, but he doesn't even know of his father's existence.
How old is he?
24.
24? No one to look at you would think you had a son of 24. But of course, that's one of the advantages of being an immortal. We never grow old. Is he pretty?
inclined to be stout.
Oh.
I see no objection to stoutness in moderation.
And what is he?
He's an Arcadian shepherd, and he loves Phyllis, a ward in Chancery.
A mere shepherd? And he half a fairy?
He's a fairy down to the waist, but his legs are mortal.
Dear me!
I have no reason to suppose that I am more curious than other people, but I should confess, I would like to see a person who's a fairy down to the waist, but whose legs are mortal.
Nothing easier, for here he comes!
Good morrow, good mother. Good morrow, good morrow. By some means or other, pray banish your sorrow. With joy beyond telling, my bosom is swelling, so join in a measure expressive of pleasure. For I'm to be married today, today. Yes, I'm to be married today.
Yes, he's to be married today, today. Yes, he's to be married today.
Then the Lord Chancellor has at last given his consent to your marriage with this beautiful ward, Phyllis?
Not he, indeed. To all my tearful prayers he answers me, no shepherd lad is a fit helpmate for a ward of Chancery. I stood in court, and there I sang him songs of Arcady with flageolet accompaniment. In vain. At first he seemed amused, and so did the bar, but quickly wearying of my song and pipe, he bade me get out. A servile usher then in rusty bands and crumpled bombazine led me, still singing, into Chancery Lane. I'll go no more. I'll brave the upshot and I'll marry her today, be what it may. But who are these?
Oh, Strephon, rejoice with me, for my queen has pardoned me.
Pardon you, mother. That is good news indeed.
And these are my beloved sisters.
Your sisters? Then they are my aunts.
There's a piece of news for your bride on her wedding day.
Hush! My bride knows nothing of my fairyhood, and I dare not tell her, lest it frighten her. She thinks me mortal, and prefers me so.
Your fairyhood doesn't seem to have done you much good.
Much good? It's the curse of my existence. What's the use of being half a fairy? My body can creep through a keyhole, but what's the good in that when my legs are left kicking behind? I can make myself invisible, down to the waist, but what's the use in that when my legs remain exposed to view? My brain is a fairy brain, but from the waist downwards I'm a gibbering idiot. My upper half is immortal, but my lower half gets older every day and must someday die of old age. What's to become of my upper half when I've buried my lower half, I really don't know.
I can see your difficulty, but with a fairy brain, you shall seek an intellectual sphere of action. Let me see. I've a borough or two at my disposal. Would you like to go into parliament?
A fairy member? That would be delightful.
I'm afraid I should do no good there. You see, down to the waist, I'm a Tory of the most determined description, but my legs are a couple of confounded radicals, and on a division, they'd surely lead me into the wrong lobby. You see, they're a 2-on-1, which is a strong working majority.
Don't let that distress you. You shall be returned as a liberal conservative, and your legs shall be of our peculiar kind.
I see. Your Majesty does not do things by half.
No, we are fairies down to the feet. Very well, attractive stranger.
Very well, attractive stranger.
Shouldst thou be in doubt or danger, peril or perplexity, Colah and will come to thee.
I, Colah, and will come to thee. Tripping hither, nobody knows what are we, though we must now be taking wing to another fairy. Tripping hither, we must now be taking wing to
suppose it is. But, oh, Strephon, I tremble at the step we're taking. I believe it's penal servitude for life to marry a ward of court without the Lord Chancellor's consent. I shall be of age in 2 years. Don't you think it could wait 2 years?
2 years? You can't have seen yourself. Here, take a look at that, and tell me if you think it's reasonable to expect me to wait for 2 years.
Oh no, you're quite right. It's asking too much. One must be reasonable.
Besides, who knows what will happen in 2 years anyway? Why, you might fall in love with the Lord Chancellor himself by that time.
Yes, he's a clever old gentleman.
As it is, half the House of Lords is sighing at your feet.
The House of Lords is certainly extremely attentive.
Attentive? I should think they were. Why did 25 Liberal peers come down to shoot at your grass plot last autumn? It couldn't have been the sparrows. Why did 25 Conservative peers come down to fish in your pond? Don't tell me it was the goldfish. No, no. Delays are dangerous. And if we are to marry, the sooner the better.
Thank you.
O middle classes, bow, bow, ye tradesmen, bow, ye masses, blow the trumpets and the brasses. Tan-tan-ta-da, tan-tan-ta-da, tan-tan-ta-da. Blow the trumpets and the brasses. Blow the trumpets and the brasses. Blow the trumpets. Blow the trumpets.
Your lordships, that you have appealed to me in a body to give her to whichever one of you she may think proper to select. And a noble lord has gone to her cottage to request her immediate attendance. It would be idle to deny that I have the misfortune to be singularly attracted by this young person. My regard for her is rapidly undermining my constitution. 3 months ago, I was a stout man. I need say no more. If I could reconcile it with my duty, I should unhesitatingly award her to myself, for I can conscientiously say that I know no man who is so well fitted to render her exceptionally heavy. But such an award would be open to misconstruction, and therefore, at whatever personal inconvenience, I waive my claim.
My lord, I desire, on the part of this house, to express its sincere sympathy with your lordship's most painful position.
Thank your lordships. The feelings of a Lord Chancellor who is in love with his own Board of Court are not to be envied. What is his position? Can he give his own consent to his own marriage with his own ward? Can he marry his own ward without his own consent? And if he marries his own ward without his own consent, can he commit himself for contempt of his own court? Can he appear by counsel before himself to move for arrest of his own judgment? Ah, my lord, it is indeed painful to have to sit upon a woolsack which is stuck with thorns such as these.
My lord, I have the great pleasure to announce to your lordships that I have persuaded the young lady to present herself at the bar of this very house.
How beautiful, how gentle, how beautiful. Of all the young ladies I know, this pretty young lady's the fairest. Her lips have the rosiest jaw. Her eyes are the richest and rarest. Her origins lowly, it's true, but of birth and position I've plenty. I've grammar and spelling for 2, and blood and behavior for 20. Her origins lowly, it's true. I've grammar and spelling for 2, of birth and position I've plenty. With blood and behavior for 20. Of blood and position and plenty. With blood and behavior for
20. Though the views of the house have diverged on every conceivable motion, all questions of party are merged in a plenty of love and devotion. If you ask us distinctly to say which party we claim to belong to, we reply without doubt or delay, the party we're singing this song to. If you ask us distinctly to say, we reply without doubt or delay, the party we claim to belong to is the party we're singing this song to. The party we claim to belong to is the party we're singing this song to.
I'm very much pained to refuse, but I'll stick to my pipes and timetables. I can spell all the words that I use, and I care as I spread as my neighbors, until birth was born like the rest.
it will never hurt you. The peerage is not destitute of virtue. Span not the nobly born with love affected, not rid with virtuous scorn the well connected. High rank involves no shame, we boast an equal claim, with him a humble name to be respected. Let's pretend
for having disobeyed an order of the Court of Chancery.
I know no court of chancery. I go by nature's acts of parliament. The bees, the breeze, the rocks, the brooks, the gales, the vales, the fountains, and the mountains cry, you love this maiden, take her, we command you. 'Tis writ in heaven by the bright barb's dart that leaps forth into lurid light from each grim thundercloud. The very rain pours forth her sad and sodden sympathy. When coldest nature bids me take my love, shall I reply, nay, but a certain chancellor forbids it? Sir, you are England's Lord High Chancellor, but are you Chancellor of the birds and the trees, King of rocks, and Prince of thunderclouds?
It's a nice point. I don't know that I ever met it before. But my difficulty is that at present there is no evidence before the court that chorus nature has interested herself in the matter.
No evidence? I tell you, she bade me take my love.
Ah, but my good sir, you mustn't tell us what she told you. It's not evidence. Now, an affidavit from a thunderstorm or a few words on oath from a heavy shower would meet with all the attention they deserve.
And have you the heart to apply the prosaic rules of evidence to a case that bubbles over with poetical emotion?
Distinctly. I have always kept my duty strictly before my eyes, and it is to that effect that I owe my advancement to my present distinguished position. When I went to the bar as a very young man, said I to myself, said I'll work on a new and original plan, said I to myself, said I'll never assume that a rogue or a thief is a gentleman worthy implicit belief, because his attorney has sent me a brief, said I to myself, said I'll never throw dust in a juryman's eye, said I to myself, said or hoodwink a judge who is not otherwise, said I to myself, said or assume that the witness is summoned in force, and exchequer Queen's Bench committees or remorse, prepare to themselves as a matter of course, said I to myself, said Ere I go into court, I will read my brief through, said I to myself, said and I'll never take work I'm unable to do, said I to myself, said my learned profession I'll never disgrace, by taking a fee with a grin on my face when I haven't been there to attend to the case, said I to myself, said In other professions in which men engage, said I to myself, said the army, the navy, the church, the state, said I to myself, said professional license if carried too far, your chance of promotion may certainly mark, and I fancy that rule might apply to the bar, said I to myself, said
You all just as I was on the point of making you my own. It's too much. It's too much.
My son in tears, and on his wedding day.
On my wedding day. Mother, weep with me, for the law has interposed between us, and the Lord Chancellor has separated us forever.
The Lord Chancellor? Oh, if he did but know.
If he did but know. What?
No matter. The Lord Chancellor has no power over you. Remember, you are half a fairy. You can defy him. Down to the waist.
Yes, but below the waist he can imprison me for years. To what avail is it that my body is free if my legs are serving out 7 years penal servitude?
True, but take heart. Our queen has promised you her special protection. I'll go to her and lay your peculiar case before her.
Oh, beloved mother, how will I ever be able to repay the debt that I owe you?
rainy day, to while the time away on her call.
We think we heard him say that on a rainy day, to while the time away on her he'd call. She'd meet him after dark inside St. James's Park and give him one. She'd meet him after dark inside St. James's Park and give him one. The prospect's not so bad, my heart's so sore and sad. May very soon be glad as summer sun. Wreck thy bark, if thou shouldst need an ark, she'll give him one. I'll give him one. I'll give him
captive, see my fortunes fade. No, no,
Oh, ho!
no, no,
Oh, ho!
mighty protectors, hasten to my aid.
Tripping river, nobody knows why or whither. Why you want us, we don't know, but you summon us, and so enter all the little fairies to their usual tripping leisure. To oblige you, all our care is tell us, pray, what is your pleasure?
The lady of my lovers caught me talking to another.
Oh, fine! Our Strephon is a rogue.
I tell her very plainly that the lady is my mother.
Tala-diddle, tom-dom-dim.
She won't believe my statements and declares we must be parted. For cause on a career of double dealing I have started, and gives her hand to one of these and leave me broken-hearted.
Tala-diddle, tom-dom-dim.
A cruel ones to part two faithful lovers from each other.
Oh, fine, our Strephon's not a rogue.
You've done him an injustice, for the lady is his mother.
Taddle-diddle, tom-dom-day.
That little property service turn as well as any other. I didn't see her face until they fought with one another. And she's but 17, I don't believe it was his mother. Tala-diddle,
Tom-dom-day.
I have often had a use for a favorite excuse of a song which is English for a pente. But of all I ever heard, this is much the most absurd. For she's 17 and he is 5 and 20.
For she is 17 and he is only 5 and 20. Oh, fine, our Strephon is a rogue.
Now listen quick to me, for this paradox shall be carried no barrier or contradicente. Her age upon the date of his birth was -8. If she's 17 and he is 5 and 20.
For she is 17 and he is only 5 and 20.
Say she is his mother, is an out of beaten folly. Oh, fine, our Strephon's not a rogue. Perhaps his brain is out and is very melancholy. Tala-diddle, tom-dom-day. I wouldn't say a word that could be construed as injurious, but to find a mother younger than his son is very curious. And that's the kind of mother that is usually mysterious. Tala-diddle, tom-dom-day.
Go away, madam, I should say, madam, you display, madam, shocking taste. It is rude, madam, to intrude, madam, with your brood, madam, brazen face. You come here, madam, interfere, madam, you appear, madam, I am one. You're aware, madam, what you dare, madam, so take care, madam, and be gone.
Let us stay, madam, I should say, madam, you display, madam, shocking taste. It is rude, madam, to allude, madam, to your brood, madam, brazen faced. We don't fear, madam, any peer, madam, though my dear, madam, this is one. They will stare, madam, when aware, madam, when they dare, madam, when they dawn.
Bearded by these puny mortals, I will launch
your attitude to vary, your badinage so airy, your manner arbitrary, are out of place when face to face with an influential fairy.
We never knew we were talking to an influential fairy.
A plague on this spaghetti, I'm in a nice quandary of hasty tone with dames unknown. I ought to be more chary. It seems that she's a fairy from Anderson's library, and I took her for the proprietor of a ladies' seminary.
We took her for the proprietor of a ladies' seminary.
When next to houses to assemble, you may tremble. Our wrath, when gentlemen offend us, is tremendous. They meet ordinary dog calling, doom appalling. Take down our sentence as we speak it, and he shall wreak it.
Oh, spare us!
Let's for Strephon cast away, crooks and pipes and the ribbons okay, flocks and herds that greet and low, into Parliament you shall go.
Into Parliament he shall go, backed by our supreme authority, he'll command a large majority. Into Parliament, 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 he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go. Into Parliament, 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 he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go.
In the parliamentary hive, liberal or conservative, Whig or Tory, I don't know, but into Parliament you shall go.
Into Parliament he shall go, backed by the supreme authority, he'll command a large majority. Into Parliament, 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 he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go. Into Parliament, 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 he shall go. Into Parliament he shall go.
Every bill and every measure that may gratify his pleasure, though your fury it arouses, shall be passed by both your houses. You shall sit, if he sees reason, through the grouse and salmon season.
No!
He shall end the cherished rights you enjoy on Wednesday nights.
No!
He shall prick that annual blister, marriage with deceased wife's sister.
Mercy!
The title shall enable then all the common council.
Yes!
And here shall team in Christendom and a duke's exalted station be attainable by competitive examination.
They glad to assemble, no height of fear, but makes them tremble. They stand before no doubt and fear, but those who will break out and shall say what he does, very so the consequence. For him his vengeance will pursue all those who then potential to oppose.
face canine.
That word is rich.
Distinction else before, a herd of vulgar threads.
A Latin word.
With joy and mad, you start the hoi polloi.
A Greek remark.
A Latin word, one Greek remark, and one that's French.
North is now will quickly catch with face canine.
That word is French.
Distinction as before, a herd of vulgar
A
plans.
Latin word,
They filled with joy and madness of the hoi polloi.
a Greek remark.
A Latin word, one Greek remark, and one that's French. Which shall the Lord before them down our feet across the kingdoms of the flesh. Shall say what he does, there is all to consequence. Our king is there to pursue all night. Men who venture to oppose us, news of bull they choose to offer us our friendly remedy. We are alive, so presently.
They've got to leave that brain outside and vote just as their leaders tell them to. But then the prospect of a lot of joy and peace in close proximity, all thinking for themselves is what no man can face with equanimity. with loud ba-la, ba-la-la, ba-la-la, that nature always does contrive, ba-la-la-la, that every boy and every girl that's born into the world alive is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Ba-la-la, ba-la-la, is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Ba-la-la.
Streppon's a member of Parliament, carries every bill he chooses to his pleasure's all assent, showing that fairies have their uses. Whigs and Tories in their glories, giving an ear to all his stories. All the commons are both in the blues. Strephon makes them shake in their shoes, shaking their shoes, shaking their shoes, shaking their shoes, shaking their shoes. Strephon makes them shake in their shoes, in their shoes.
Streppon's a member of Parliament, running amok of all abuses. His unqualified assent, somehow nobody now refuses. Whigs and Tories in their glories, giving an ear to all his stories, carrying every bill he may wish. Here's a pretty kettle of fish, kettle of fish, kettle of fish, kettle of fish, kettle of fish. Here's a pretty kettle of fish.
Streppon's a member of Parliament, carries every bill he chooses to his pleasure's all assent, carrying every bill he may wish, carrying every bill he may wish. Here's a pretty kettle of fish.
Perfectly disgraceful, disgusting.
You seem annoyed.
Annoyed? I should think so. Why, this ridiculous protege of yours is running about playing the deuce with everything. Tonight is the second reading of his bill to throw the peerage open to competitive examination.
And he'll carry it too.
Carry it? Of course he'll carry it. He's a parliamentary pickford. He carries everything.
Yes, if you please, that's our fault.
What the deuce it is?
We influence the members and compel them to vote just as he wishes them to.
It's our system. It shortens the debate.
Well, but think what it all means. I don't so much mind myself, but with a house of peers with no grandfathers worth mentioning, the country must go to the dogs.
I suppose it must.
Well, I don't want to say a word against brains. I have a great respect for brains. I often wish I had some myself.
I'm sure you do.
But with a House of Peers, composed exclusively of people of intellect, what's become of the House of Commons?
I never thought of that.
I never thought of it. This is what comes of women interfering in politics. It so happens that if there is an institution in Great Britain which is not susceptible to any improvement at all, it is the House of Peers. When Britain really ruled the waves in good Queen Bessie's time, the House of Peers made no pretense to intellectual eminence or scholarship sublime. Yet Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bessie's glorious days. Yet Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bessie's glorious days.
Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bessie's glorious days.
time Great Britain's race, as in King George's glorious days.
Charming persons, are they not? Distinctly self-contained dignity combined with airy condescension. Give me a British representative here.
Then pray stop this protege of yours before it's too late. Think of the mischief you're doing.
But we can't stop him now. Aren't they lovely? Oh, why did you go in to buy us, you great geese? Anything to us you please, don't go. Your prayers we do not heed, don't go. Shall we sigh, don't suppose, tearful unforgiveness shows? Oh no, very cross indeed, yes, very cross. Don't go.
It's true we sigh, but don't suppose a tearful eye forgiveness shows. Oh no, we're very cross indeed, yes, very cross. Don't go.
Your disrespectful sneers, don't go. Call forth indignant tears, don't go. To break our laws, on our foe, we cry because we hate you so. You know, you very wicked ears, you wicked ears. Don't go.
Break our laws, you are our foe. We cry because we hate you so. You know, you very wicked ears, you wicked ears. Don't go.
All disrespectful sneers, ha ha, call forth indignant tears, ha ha, if that's the case, my dears.
Don't go.
We'll go.
Oh, shame! Shame upon you! Is this your fidelity to the laws you are bound to obey? Know ye not that it is death to marry a mortal?
Yes, but it's not death to wish to marry a mortal.
If it were, you'd have to execute us all.
Yes, oh, this is weakness. Subdue it.
Oh, we know it is weakness, but the weakness is so strong. We're not all as tough as you are.
Tough? Do you suppose that I am insensible to the effects of manly beauty? Look at that man! A perfect picture. And who are you, sir?
Private Willis, B Company, 1st Battalion, Grenadier Guards.
You're a very fine fellow, sir.
I am generally admired.
I can quite understand it. Now, here is a man whose physical attributes are simply godlike. That man has the most extraordinary effect upon me. Oh, if I yielded to a natural impulse, I should fall down and worship that man. But I mortify this inclination. I wrestle with it, and it lies beneath my feet. This is how I treat my regard for that man. Oh, foolish faith, think you because his bravery my bosom throws, I disobey our fairy laws, because I fly in realms above.
about a man who goes about with a mother considerably younger than himself.
Willis, my own.
Don't! How dare you! But I suppose you're one of the noblemen I'm engaged to.
I'm one of them.
Oh, I see. But how came you to a peerage?
It's a prize for having been born first.
Oh, I see. A sort of derby cup.
Not at all. I'm of a very old and distinguished family.
And you're proud of your race. Of course you are. You won it. But why are people made peers?
The principle is not easy to explain.
Phyllis, my darling!
Here's the other. Well, have you decided which it's to be?
Oh, not altogether. It's a difficult position. It would be hardly delicate to toss up. On the whole, we would rather leave it to you.
How could it possibly concern me? You are both earls. You are both rich. You are both plain.
So we are. At least I am.
So am I!
No.
Oh, I am indeed very plain.
Well, perhaps you are.
There's really nothing to choose between you. If one of you would forego his estates and title and distribute them among his Irish tenantry, why, then I should see reason for accepting the other.
Trelawney, are you prepared to make such a sacrifice?
No.
Not even to oblige a lady?
No.
Well, the only question is, which of us shall give way to the other? Perhaps on the whole, she should be happier with me. I don't know. Could be wrong.
No, I don't know that you are. I really think she would. But the painful part of the thing is that if you rob me of the girl of my heart, one of us must perish.
Again, the question arises. Which of us shall it be? Do you feel inclined to make this sacrifice?
No.
Not even to oblige a gentleman?
Impossible! The Tolalas have invariably destroyed their successful rivals. It's a family tradition I have sworn to respect.
I see. And have you sworn it before a commissioner?
I did, on affidavit.
Then I don't see how you can help yourself.
It's a painful position, for I have a strong regard for you, George!
My dear Thomas.
You are very dear to me, George. We were boys together, at least I was. If I were to destroy you, my existence would be hopelessly embittered.
Well then, dear Thomas, you must not do it. Well, I say it again and again. If it is to have this effect on you, you must not do it. No. If one of us is to destroy the other, let it be me.
No!
Yes, by our boyish friendship, I implore you.
Well, be it so. But no! I cannot consent to an act which would crush you with unavailing remorse.
But it would not do so. Oh, I should be very sad at first. Who would not be?
Thank you.
But it would wear off. I like you very much, but not perhaps so much as you like me.
You're a noble fellow, George, but that telltale tear betrays you. No, George, you are very fond of me, and I cannot consent to give you a week's uneasiness on my account.
Oh, but it would not last a week. Consider this, dear Thomas. You lead the House of Peers. Upon your demise, I should take your place. No, dear Thomas, it should not last a day.
Oh, it's very kind and thoughtful of you to look at it in that light, but there's no disguising it, George. We're in a very awkward position.
Now, I do hope you're not going to fight about me, because it really isn't worthwhile.
I don't believe it is.
Nor I. The sacred ties of friendship are paramount. No consideration shall induce me to raise my hand against Thomas.
And in my eyes, the life of George is more sacred than love itself. Though perhaps I may incur your blame, the things are few I would not do in friendship's name.
And I may say I feel the same. Not even love should rank above to friendship's name.
Then free me, mine, or peer to
name, has wielded fortune, rank, and fame, but never yet in the world so wide has wielded a promised bride.
Accept a friendship, all the same.
This sacrifice to thy dear name. Accept this sacrifice to thy dear Love, unrequited, robs me of my rest. Love, hopeless love, my ardent soul encumbers. Love, nightmare-like, lies heavy on my chest and weaves itself into my midnight slumbers. When you're lying awake with a dismal headache and reposes taboo by anxiety, I conceive you may use any language you choose to indulge in without impropriety. For your brain is on fire, the bedclothes conspire of usual slumber to plunge you. First your counterpane goes and uncovers your toes, then the sheet slips demurely from under you. Then the blanketing tickles, you feel like meat pickles, so terribly sharp is the pricking. And you're hot and you're cross and you tumble and toss till there's nothing twixt you and the ticking. Then the bedclothes will creep to the ground in a heap and you pick them all up in a tangle. Next your pillow resigns and politely declines to remain at its usual angle. Well, you get some repose in the form of a doze with hot eyeballs and head of an aching. But your slumbering teems with such horrible dreams that you very much better be waking. For you dream you are crossing the channel and tossing about in a steamer from Harwich, which is something between a large reading machine and a very small second-class carriage. And you're giving a 3-penny ice and cold meat to a party of friends and relations. They're a ravenous horde and they all came aboard at Stonesville and South Kensington stations. Down on the journey you find your attorney who started that morning from Devon. He's a bit undersized and you don't feel surprised when he tells you he's only 11. Well, you're driving like that with a singular lad by the partnership's now a four-wheeler. And you're playing ground games and he calls you bad names when you tell him the time's been a dealer. But this you can't stand, so you throw up your hand and you find you're as cold as an icicle. In your shirt and your socks, the backs of you've got gloves, crossing south when he's playing on a bicycle. And he and the crew are on bicycles too, which are somehow or other invested in. And he's telling the tars or the particulars of a company he's interested in. It's a scheme of devices to get at low prices or good look on fixed distant cables. Which tickle the sale by treating retailers as though they were all vegetables. You get to his pavement to plant his proclaim and just tickle the fruits with a boot tree. And his labels they grow tellers to build the fruit and they blossom and bud like a blue tree. From the green growth tree you get grapes and trees, call it flower, pineapple and cranberries. Or the paper could plant cherry
banging and grand up on crossing the corners and batteries. The shares are a penny and ever so many are taken by Rothschild and Berry. And just as if you are a oddity, you will wake with a shot of despair. A regular record, the crick in your neck, of 1 year's long, or your head on the floor, and your needles and green on your associations. You letters in your oil and make sleep. You flattering toes in a fire, and all sorts of bluffing and love in a feverish tongue. In a dance of the tense in a general sense, did you have been sleeping in clover? Darkness is past, daylight at last, night has been long, ditto, my soul. And thank goodness they're both of them over.
It distresses me greatly to see your lordship in this condition.
Ah, my lords! It is seldom that a Lord Chancellor has reason to envy the position of another. But I am free to confess that I would rather be 2 earls engaged to Phyllis than any other half-dozen noblemen upon the face of the globe.
Yes, in a way, it's an enviable position.
Oh yes, no doubt, most enviable. At the same time, seeing you thus, we naturally say to ourselves, this is very sad. His lordship is constitutionally as blithe as a bird. He trails upon the bench like a thing of song and gladness. His series of judgments in F sharp, given on Dante in 6/8 time, are among the most remarkable effects ever to be produced in a court of chancery. He is perhaps the only living instance of a judge whose decrees have been given the honor of a double encore. How then shall we bring ourselves to do that which would deprive the Court of Chancery of one of its most attractive features?
I feel the force of your remarks, but I cannot make up my mind to apply to myself again. I am here in a double capacity. Firstly, as a Lord Chancellor entrusted with the guardianship of this charming girl, and secondly, as a suitor for her hand. In my latter capacity, I am overawed by my dignity. In my former capacity, I hesitate to approach myself. It unnerves me.
It's a difficult position. This is what it is to have 2 capacities. Let us be thankful that we are persons of no capacity whatever.
But take courage. Remember, you are a very just and kindly old gentleman, and you need have no hesitation about approaching yourself, so long as you do so respectfully and with a proper show of deference.
I feel the force of your remarks. I will give it my best shot again, and if that fails, I will resign myself to fate.
If you go in, you're sure to win. Yours will be the charming maiden, the Iolanthe, the ancient saw. Fate hath never won fair lady, never, never, never. Fate hath never won fair lady.
Every journey has an end, when at the worst affairs we met. Dawn when day is nigh, hustle your horse and don't say die. He who shies at such a price is not worth a man of aid. He is so kind to bear in mind, fate hath never won value. Never, 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 fate hath never won fair lady. While the sun shines in your head, where a will is there's a way. We heard the lion in his lair, none of the brave deserve the fair. I'll take heart and make a start, though I fear the prospect's shady. Much I'd spend to gain my end.
one that I can turn to mighty uses. What joy to carry in the very teeth of ministry, cross bench and opposition. Urgent measures, quite beneath the care of Pantheon. Hold your flapping wings, soaring legislature. Stop to little things, stop to human nature. Never seems to know. Members patriotic, let's begin at home. Time is no exotic, little is your being. Terrible your trials, tainted ready lane, so blessed and dials. Take a wretched thief through the city sneaking, pocket handkerchief ever seeking. What is he but I, robbed of all my chances, picking pockets by force of circumstances? I might be as bad as a lucky brother if I only had Reagan for a father. Willis! But should I say, my lady, for I have not yet been informed of what title your ladyship has pleased to elect.
I haven't quite decided. You see, I have no mother to advise me.
No, I have.
Yes, a young mother.
Not very. A couple centuries or so.
Oh, she wears well.
She does. She's a fairy.
I beg your pardon. A what?
Oh, well, I suppose I've no longer any reason to conceal the fact. She's a fairy.
Well, but that would explain a good many things. Then I suppose you're a fairy.
I'm half a fairy.
Which half?
The upper half, down to the waistcoat.
Dear me. Well, there's nothing to show it. But why didn't you tell me this before?
Well, I thought you'd take a dislike to me. And now that it's all off, I suppose you should know the truth. I'm only half a mortal.
Well, I'd rather have half a mortal I do love than half a dozen I don't.
Oh, I think not. Go to your half dozen.
It's only two, and I hate them. Please forgive me.
I don't think I ought to. Besides, all sorts of difficulties will arise. You know, my grandmother looks quite as young as my mother. So do all my aunts.
I quite understand. Whenever I see you kissing a very young lady, I shall know it's an elderly relative.
You will? Then, Phyllis, I think we shall be very happy.
You might change our minds.
Yes, we'll get married first.
And change our minds afterwards.
Yes, that's the usual course.
If we're weak enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, of the feeling I inspire, you may tire by and by. For pale with flowing coffers, press their offers, that is why I should think we should not tarry ere we marry, you and I.
If we're weak enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, with the more attractive angel waiting unified, if by chance we should be parted, broken-hearted, I should die. So I think we will not tarry.
of our engagement.
She is, and thus she welcomes her daughter-in-law.
She kisses just like other people. But the Lord Chancellor...
I had forgotten him. Mother, none can resist your fairy eloquence. Will you go to him and plead for us?
Go to him? No, no, impossible.
But our happiness, our very lives depend on obtaining his consent.
Oh, madam, you cannot refuse to do this.
You know not what you ask. The Lord Chancellor is my husband.
Your husband?
My husband and your father.
Then our course is plain. On his learning that Strephon is his son, all objections to our marriage will be at once removed.
Nay, he must never know. He believes me to have died childless, and dearly as I love him, I'm bound under penalty of death not to deceive him. But see, he comes! Quick, my veil!
Victory! Victory! Success has crowned my efforts, and I may consider myself engaged to Phyllis. At first I went in. It was out of the question. But I took heart. I pointed out to myself that I was no stranger to myself. In point of fact, I had been personally acquainted with myself for some years. This had its effect. I admitted that I had watched my professional advancement with considerable interest, and I handsomely added that I yielded to no one in admiration for my private and professional virtues. This was a great point gained. I then endeavored to work upon my feelings. Conceive my joy when I distinctly perceived a tear glistening in my own eye. Eventually, after a severe struggle with myself, I reluctantly, most reluctantly, consented. But whom have we here?
My lord, a suppliant at your feet I kneel. Oh, listen to our mother's fond appeal. Hear me tonight, I come in urgent need. 'Tis for my son, young Strephon, that I plead. He loves, if in the bygone years thine eyes have never shed tears, bitter unavailing tears, for one untimely dead. If in the eventide of life sad thoughts upon arise, then let the memory of thy wife plead for my boy. He dies. He dies, if fondly laid aside in somewhat cabinet. Memorials of thy long dead bride lie dearly treasured yet. Then let her hallowed bride address her little dainty gloves, her withered flowers, her faded dress, plead for my boy. He loves.
It may not be, for so the fates decide. Learn thou that Phyllis is my promised bride.
Thy bride? No, no.
It shall be so. Those who would separate us woe betide.
My doom, thy lips have spoken. I plead in vain. A brand already
Iolanthe, thou livest.
I live, now let me die. For the dark scene against our fairy walls.
duchesses, countesses, viscountesses, baronesses, and marchionesses.
It's our fault they couldn't help themselves.
It seems they have helped themselves, and pretty freely, too. You have all incurred death, but I can't slaughter the whole company. And yet the law is clear. Every fairy who marries a mortal dies.
Allow me, as an old equity draftsman, to make a suggestion. The subtleties of the legal mind are equal to the emergency. I see. The thing is really quite simple. The insertion of a single word will do it. Let it stand that every fairy shall die who don't marry a mortal. And there you are, out of your difficulty at once.
We like your humor. Very well. Private Willis?
Ma'am?
To save my life, it is necessary that I marry at once. How should you like to be a fairy guardsman?
Well, ma'am, I don't think much of the British soldier who wouldn't inconvenience himself to save a female in distress.
You're a brave fellow, sir. You're a fairy from this moment. And you, my lords, how say you? Will you join our ranks?
Well, now that the House of Peers have been recruited solely from persons of intelligence, I really don't see what use will be down here.
None whatever!
And away we go to Fairyland!
House of Peers for House of Peers.